Goldipops Academy.
Hello, parents and teachers. I'm Dr. Goldie, and welcome to Goldipops Academy. Today we're talking about something that often surprises adults: why being able to say numbers like 1 to 20 doesn't necessarily mean a child truly knows how to count. At the heart of foundational counting is something called one-to-one correspondence, and it's one of the most important early math skills children develop. Many parents tell me, "My little one can count to 20 or even 100." And that's wonderful. But often, what children are doing is rote counting. Rote counting is simply reciting numbers in order, almost like singing a familiar song. Rational counting, on the other hand, is when a child understands that each number represents a real quantity. That's where one-to-one correspondence comes in. One-to-one correspondence means matching each object with one, and only one, number word. When children practice this, they're not just reciting numbers. They're learning that 1 means one object, 2 means two objects, and so on. This is the step that turns counting from memorizing into understanding. When a child is only reciting numbers, they might skip objects or count one object twice. They may finish counting and still have no idea how many things are really there. But once they develop one-to-one correspondence, they begin learning about quantities, amounts, and how numbers behave in real life. This understanding becomes the foundation for everything: addition, subtraction, comparing numbers, and even early algebraic thinking. You'll know a child has mastered one-to-one correspondence when they touch or point to each item, slow down and look carefully, say one number for each object, and end with a number that truly represents the total. These are the signs of rational counting, counting with meaning. A common misconception is, if my child can say numbers up to 20, they already know how to count. But think of it like singing the alphabet. Just because a child can sing it doesn't mean they can read. So if counting is more than simply reciting numbers in order, how can we support children to truly understand what counting means, whether at home or in the classroom? Tip 1. Slow down the counting. Children often count faster than their eyes can keep up. Slowing down helps them truly match number words to objects. Tip 2. Encourage touching or pointing. This physical action helps children keep track of what they've counted and what they haven't. Tip 3. Move objects while counting. Sliding objects into a counted pile makes the process visual and organized, especially for beginners. Tip 4. Finger counting. Finger counting is another powerful way to develop one-to-one correspondence. Each time a child lifts one finger for one number, they're practicing that exact one-to-one match. One finger, one number word. Fingers give children a built-in, portable tool for understanding how numbers grow, one at a time. In order to develop young children's understanding of the concept of one-to-one correspondence, counting needs to be grounded in real, meaningful experiences. Children learn best when they can see, touch, and move objects as they count, connecting each number word to exactly one item. Everyday routines and playful moments provide powerful opportunities to build this early math idea. When counting is part of familiar activities, children begin to understand that numbers are not just words, but represent real quantities. Here are a few simple, everyday activities that support the development of one-to-one correspondence. Snack counter. Ask for a specific number of snack items, such as fruit pieces or other small snacks. As children pick up and eat each item, they practice matching one object to one number word, reinforcing accurate counting in a very concrete way. Toy lineup. Count stuffed animals, blocks, or toy cars from left to right. This direction is intentional. It reflects how numbers are arranged on a number line, where quantities increase as you move from left to right. Building this habit early supports number sense and helps children understand order and growth in numbers. Nature counting. Collect leaves, shells, or rocks and count them one by one. Natural materials encourage slower counting and invite children to touch and move each object, making it easier to keep track of what has already been counted. Storytime counting. Storytelling is another effective way to develop one-to-one correspondence. When counting is woven into a story, numbers feel meaningful rather than abstract. For example, in the picture book, Having Fun Counting with Anton the Ant, adults can pause as Anton encounters objects and count them together, turning storytime into intentional, playful counting practice. All of the activities we just talked about, snack time, lining up toys, counting in nature, even story time, are really doing the same thing. They help children learn to match one number word to one object, and then understand how many there are altogether. Let me show you what that learning looks like in a very simple way. I'm going to use number cards, sometimes called flashcards. But instead of showing them quickly, we use them slowly to help children understand quantity. Each number card represents just one object, one card, one thing to count. Just like during snack time or toy play, we count by touching one item at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After we finish counting, we stop and say how many there are in total. One, 2, 2 apples. Then we circle both apples. That last number tells us the quantity. It answers the question, how many? This is how we help children understand that numbers are about amount, not order. What you just saw with the number cards is exactly what children are learning during those everyday activities. To wrap up, first, rote counting is about saying numbers. Rational counting is about understanding what those numbers mean. Second, one-to-one correspondence is the bridge between the two. And finally, when children learn this, math becomes meaningful. It becomes something they can see, touch, and truly understand, not just memorize. Thank you for watching. I hope this gave you a clearer picture of how young children develop foundational counting skills. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with other parents and teachers. Let's keep making learning golden. See you next time at Goldie Pops Academy.